Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. So I do want to take a couple of moments to say thank you so much, you guys, for the amazing response and messages and comments on my last video. I haven't been able to catch up with everybody or say thank you to everybody, so I am saying it through this video. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all the support. So anyways, this video is going to be 10 bad work habits to ditch today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to throw a thumbs up down below and do not forget to subscribe if you are new here, and let's get straight on into the video. Now, number one is gossip. Gossip is something that I believe everyone should ditch when it comes to being at your job or in life in general. Yes, we all gossip. I think majority of us are guilty of it, but there comes a point in your life where you have to focus on yourself and stop worrying about others. So there is a lot of this at my job. Even though I love being at my job, it's so much fun, but there's a little bit of conflict when it comes to certain shifts. So there's a lot of gossip. I try to steer my way away from that because I have a lot going on right now. So I feel like when you focus on yourself, and it's not being selfish, it's just when you focus on yourself and get away from gossip, you're gonna have a clear mentality when it comes to your job, and you're gonna be able to be more efficient when it comes to your work ethics as well. So ditch the gossip and stay in your own lane and kind of just forget about all that stuff. The best thing is to keep quiet when there's certain situations or conflicts between others at work. Number two is procrastination. You definitely want to get rid of that procrastination. I am also guilty of this, where I procrastinate everything at my job. Either when it comes to changing the dates on certain food items, because you guys, if you do not know, I do work in a kitchen at a nursing home, but I procrastinate everything when it comes to even vacuuming. I'm like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. But the more you procrastinate at your job, the more overwhelming it gets and the more behind you get. So say I procrastinated from cleaning the fridge. Now there's milk from last week. Not only is there old milk, but there's old desserts. There's everything. The whole fridge now needs to be wiped down, sanitized. And all I had to do instead of procrastinating to clean it was to just take the old milk out, kind of keep it tidy here and there every day, and I wouldn't have to completely declutter the whole fridge and start over. So procrastination is a huge thing, and also not just in the work area, but in our daily life in general. Every time my mind goes towards that I'll do it tomorrow route, I stop myself and I do what I need to do, so I am not procrastinating on that certain task. I feel like procrastination is the worst thing we can do, especially at a job, because we are there to work, we are there to get things done. We are not there to hold them off for tomorrow. Number three is negativity. I used to be a negative person back then, way before I was who I am today. I used to be the most negative person to be around, where, if it was sunny out, I said something bad, where if it was cloudy out, I would say something bad. I was never happy, but I eventually learned, to stop being negative. I feel like the most negativity that I hear now that I am more positive and upbeat now is at the workplace. Whether if it is this person taking this shift and they wanted that shift, and now they're mad, or they woke up to a mess in their house because their kid made a mess and they forgot to give them their lunch. They bring that negativity from home to work. It's a horrible cycle. We're all guilty of it. We all have those bad days, but we definitely need to try not to bring that negativity at work. It's going to slow down everybody. It's going to make nobody want to be around you. It's going to make work longer. It's funny to say, I feel like if you have a negative mentality or a negative day, I feel like the work week is longer. I feel like the week lasts like a month compared to when you're positive and you're upbeat. Even if you're forcing yourself to be positive, I feel like the day goes by faster, the work week goes by faster, and you're not making everyone miserable around you. Number four is something that I ditched, and I'm very happy I did because I got in trouble for this one, and that is arriving late. Arriving late at a job is super irresponsible. It shows a lot about your character, and it shows that you're not basically an adult yet. I feel like when I was always late, and I was always like a half hour, 40 minutes, I would never call. And this is when I first started working in general, not just at this job. So I was always late. I was always that person to just lay in bed, lounge. If I had to be at work for 7 in the morning, I will wake up at 6:55 and then get ready. And it's horrible. But I did get in trouble at this job a couple of years back where I was arriving late. So when it came my review, I, got told, Carrie, you really need to make it on time. If you are here for 6, you need to be here for 6, not 6:30, not 6:20, not 6:05. So I make it every day as my goal to either be 10 to 5 minutes early, not late. Arriving late is such a bad habit that we tend to forget that it's a bad habit. I feel like people are like, well, I was behind a school bus, or I was, I had to drop my kids off and this and that. We just all need to prioritize our time before work in order for us not to be late. So I don't know, I feel like me waking up at 5 instead of 5:45 or 5:50, instead of me like rushing out of here, I like to have that morning where I'm chill and I'm able to get things done around the house, and then I can leave. I feel like my mind is a little bit more stable when I do not arrive late to work. Number 5 habit that we all need to ditch too is always on our phones while we are working. I think everyone at my job is guilty of this. So if you guys do not know, I do wear a uniform, and my uniform comes with a little apron in front where we put like, little napkins and stuff. I would always carry my phone on the right side of my pocket so I can just grab it and check it every now and then. I stopped that. I put my phone on D&D. Obviously, like when I'm working, my boyfriend's working, so he's doing his thing. My sisters are doing their thing. So there's no need for me to have my phone on me. If it is an emergency, I already told my family members to contact the front desk at my job. So, if it's that serious, then the front desk will come to me and say, hey, Kiara, can you please answer your phone? People have been trying to call you. But so far, it hasn't been anything drastic like that. So I keep my phone on D&D. Sometimes I turn my phone off. I always bring my backpack with me, and I always sometimes put my phone in my backpack. I never leave my phone in my car. It's not that I don't trust the people I work with. It's just the weather environment in my area. Massachusetts gets really cold. I don't want my phone in the car, and that's a whole other story. But I always want to improve my self-awareness when it comes to me using my phone too much. So with being at work, you constantly see people on their phones, and that is a huge bad habit we all need to break. It's even in our handbooks. They updated our handbooks where there's a whole section stating like, do not be on your phones. This is what will happen if you are on your phones. You will get terminated, suspended, because there's a lot of people just paying attention to, social media, text messages, and before you know it, when you're scrolling, the time has flown by. Just put them on D&D. I know we are living in a very techie generation now, so I think with putting your phone on D&D is kind of the best way to go, and also aware your family members to maybe contact your job. If it's a huge emergency and they need you right away, then the front desk will probably contact you. Number 6 is temper tantrums. There's just way too much of these temper tantrums, and this is with grown people too. It's not like teenagers and stuff, where, for an example, if I have this shift and this is my permanent shift, and you got certain people at night or whatever want your shift, and then they throw a temper tantrum because they didn't get what they want. They want the 9 to 5, they don't want the 5 to 11, but that's what they got hired for, even though they knew that, but they throw a big temper tantrum all the time. And for another example, if your boss tells you, hey, can you please put these files away? I know it's not your job, but do you not mind? Because we're kind of short today. Some people will throw temper tantrums and be like, nope, I didn't apply for that. That's not in my job description. It doesn't matter. Like, you guys, we're all, like, when we're at our job, we're there to work. We need money. We're there to fulfill a certain criteria when it comes to working, whether it is me waitressing, or if we are short and I have to hop on the dishes, then I will hop on the dishes. I will do anything that I can because I'm there to work. I'm not there to, oh no, I only do this. This is only what my job requires. And there's a lot of that at my job. There's a lot of that at my sister's job because they talk to me about their jobs, and I'm like, whoa, it's kind of crazy on how we are all similar. But yeah, let's just kind of ditch the temper tantrums and do what we are told in order to just get the workday going and make it easier for all of us. Number 7 is lack of manners. We all do live in a very busy lifestyle where if someone holds the door for us, we tend to forget to say thank you, or if someone does something for us at the workplace, we tend to forget to say you're welcome or whatever it is. Try your best to show gratitude towards people, even if it is a little thank you for doing that, or you know, either it's just getting a card for someone for covering your shift or whatever. I feel like the lack of manners is something that we definitely need to ditch. Not just in the work area, but I feel like in life altogether. I feel like we all need to be kind to one another, because, I mean, if we were all mean to each other, then life would be pretty miserable, and it's like, what's the point of even bothering to wake up each morning, right? So try your best to show a little bit of gratitude towards your coworkers, towards a random stranger. Every time someone holds the door for me if I'm at the store, every time someone, you know, does something for me that I don't know or that I do know, I say thank you. Leave the lack of manners behind and try to be a little bit more thankful. Number 8, skipping breaks and skipping meals. This is huge. I used to skip my break and skip my meal altogether. Once when it got to around 1 o'clock or lunchtime, I was feeling dizzy, I was feeling aggravated. I feel like we all need that break from work, whether we leave work. We all need that alone time away from work, whether it is just 15 minutes, half hour, an hour, whatever kind of break you guys get. I feel like skipping your breaks is such a bad thing to do. And they also take it out of your paycheck no matter what. I know they do that at my job. Some people get paid for their breaks, but I feel like we should take advantage of them as much as we can, because everyone needs a break. Whether you're working hard or whether it was a lazy day at work, you still need a break, period. And the next thing with that is skipping meals. I used to skip meals all the time. I used to feel like, oh, if I don't eat lunch, then, you know, I can get things done faster because I wouldn't have to sit down and eat something, which that was so stupid of me, because I would get lightheaded. I would feel super dizzy. I'd feel like, oh my God, I want to go home. And then by the time it was ready to go home, I was so drained because I didn't eat anything for lunch that, you know, with me driving, I just felt sick. So I always make sure to bring a lunch. I always make sure to take my break. I take full advantage of all those things. If you were to take any little number out of this list with you to work tomorrow, that is, do not skip your breaks and do not skip your lunch meal. 2 very important things that we all need. Number 9 is over-explaining yourself. This is something that I have been trying to work on, because I always feel like I need an explanation for what I'm doing or what I have to get done. So for an example, when it comes to this one is, say you need the day off because you have some personal time or you have some vacation time that you want to take, and you just go to your boss and say, hey, I'm taking the 23rd off. You know, instead of saying I'm taking the 23rd off, I found coverage, and just leave it at that. Some people kind of over explain themselves, which I'm super guilty of this, and that is more of the hey, I'm taking the 23rd off because my mom needs to go to the doctor's and I need to drive there because her car ran out of gas the other day, she didn't have time. The story will just get deeper and deeper and deeper, and before you know it, you're in a hole and you're making no sense at the end of the story. So it's best to keep things short, you know, when it comes to your boss or when it comes to explaining yourself, period. Even if it is to your coworkers, they'll, you know, some people will ask, hey, why did you set up the fridge this way? You don't have to go in a full explanation of, well, the ventilation is better this way for the milk, and then the ventilation. Just say, I think the fridge looks better this way than the other way. I think we need change. I think over-explaining yourself is something that we all do, and I feel like we all feel a little bit guilty, and we all feel that no one really understands us sometimes, so that's why we do it. But the best way to overcome that is sometimes be short and sweet, and that kind of wins the battle. Whether it is taking a day off, a sick day, even if it is taking a sick day and you're not sick, but you have hours and you need to do something, no one needs to know what you're doing. You do not need to explain yourself. Just say that, hey, I'm calling out, I'm taking a sick day, not feeling well. I will be back to work tomorrow. No one needs to know that you were throwing up all night, you had diarrhea, oh my God, I woke up this. You don't need to make a whole story or keep explaining yourself, especially when it comes to the work environment. Not everyone needs to know your business. You're there to work, not make friends. And number 10 is spending your paycheck on overpriced lunches and overpriced coffee. I feel like this is a huge one because this is a really bad habit for probably everyone. And you know, you get your paycheck and you're like, yes, I'm gonna just buy this from McDonald's, or I'm just gonna go buy this from Olive Garden, come back, maybe get a coffee from Starbucks. By the time the end of the week comes, your paycheck is just decreased because you spent so much money on going out for lunch every day instead of just bringing lunch from home. So it's best to just bring your own food from home so you're not wasting your paycheck money, so you can think of something better to spend your money on instead of overpriced lunch items or coffees. I hope you do decide to ditch some of these bad work habits. If you do, let me know down below what number you decide to ditch. The number one to ditch for me is the gossip. There is so much gossip, and my job is filled with women, all ages, so if women love to gossip, I don't know what it is, but I feel like the men are smart enough to stay clear away from that. But I'm trying my best to just stay far away from gossip and just focus on my goals and what I need to accomplish with my workday and with what I'm gonna do outside of work. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will definitely catch you in the next video. Bye.